Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast episode 71 for Tuesday, the 11th of May 2021. I'm your host Mark Webb, gamertag Pearce under the Steam ID Webby 360G, and joining me on this fine evening is...
Same shit, different week, Cinema Dan.
I'm serious as cancer when I say rhythm is a dancer. It's Mr. Peebs.
Boy, someone told me that once. It's Sensei Switch.
Oh, hey! I feel like I've just been podcasting all weekend, you know. Oh,
Dedicated.
dedication. Yeah, so if you haven't listened to the show before this, it hasn't actually been numbered. It's just an extra one, which is a Patreon special. So that's basically myself and three of the paying patrons, Sly, Wes and Turner. So the people from the Australia time zone, even though Wes is in Thailand, similar time zone. We're going to be doing more of those in the future. We had a really good laugh, actually. So if you haven't listened to that, it'd be worth checking out. That's available for everybody. And
so it's not a actual Patreon episode then?
No, this is the Patreon episode.
Oh, what am I doing on here then?
No, so what we decided to do was because get some of the Patreons on the show every so often, like do a special show just with those and just put it on the main feed, because we do a lot of pimping out on why you should actually subscribe and just do chatting about games. It's nice to have some different voices on, different opinions and stuff as well. So yeah, we had a lot of fun doing that actually. So it should be up before this one. I haven't actually edited it yet. But you will probably laugh at that, because it's been obviously one day and I've changed my mind on purchasing a game. It's on the show yesterday. I was like, I'm not going to buy it. And then the same evening, I'm like, I've bought it. So
standard
we'll a bit later.
Flip-flop Webby.
Yeah. The FOMO. I just had the FOMO. All right.
Okay. Well, we'll hear about that later in the show, no doubt.
Yeah, and I did actually purchase this game on a console, Shock Horror. So...
Holy shit.
I know.
And it's not Game Pass either.
No, I know. What the hell's going on? I know. So do buy games from time to time.
Mr. Moneybags. I mean, next time you moan about the price of games, I'm going to point some stuff out to you, I think.
Well, it's been an expensive month with me car and bits and pieces as well. So, but I sold my second Xbox yesterday.
Oh, Mr. Moneybags. No wonder you're feeling flush.
Yeah, so I sold it to CEX. So for those of you who don't know, I won a Xbox Series X on a online competition. So I had two. So I was like, I'll put it in the man cave, second one, and then I also wasn't really using it. So I thought I'll sell it for some money, and I thought I'll have to sell it private to make some money on it. And then I looked on the CEX website, and I saw they were buying Xbox Series X's for 480 quid. And then I looked on Facebook, and people were selling them for around that anyway. So I thought, well, save the faff. I'll just drop it into CEX and get the money. So I did it. Nice. Job done, mate. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So
you were also looking for a PlayStation 5, weren't you?
Well, that's my second thing, right? So
okay.
I am flip-flop Webby this week. So I had no intention of getting a PS5, and I'm still kind of in two minds, because they're very hard to get hold of. But Wes has very kindly offered to game share with me on the PlayStation. So he's already got shitloads of games anyway, like Returnal and a few others. So I was like, oh, well, if I can find a digital version of the PS5 with their 360 quid, that's great, because, you know, it's a free console. So I'm on the lookout for a digital one. But I think it's going to be a long wait anyway. But as I say, there's no rush. So I can stop moaning about those 70 quid games, because I won't be paying for them.
Yeah, standard. That's all I've got to say on the word.
Yeah, but what happens further down the line if Wes decides, and things change? And
well, if Wes decides that I'm a cock and he doesn't want to...
yeah.
Well, then I've got a digital PlayStation 5 with no games.
Well, that's the thing. It limits you from like buying second-hand, games on eBay or with the cheap. I know it's sort of a good idea on paper, but you're thinking long term.
You're locked.
That's just my 2 pence worth. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe you're right there. I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking of saving myself a little bit of money. Well, it's not
Yeah.
much, but you know,
Well, I can see why you're doing it. I'm just thinking long term, it does limit you for like if you see a cheap disc somewhere.
I don't think that's going to happen on PlayStation, mate. You know, when are they?
Well, no,
cheap?
you know, CEX, eBay. You know, I've picked up Cyberpunk for 20 quid recently, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I have PlayStations though is for just for the exclusive games I can't get anywhere else, right? So you know,
Yeah.
I don't see myself buying any other games for it because I've obviously got the Xbox and PC. So, I mean, on preference, if I just had the consoles, I would pick those multi-platform games for Xbox over PlayStation anyway, mainly because of achievements and because they may look or run a little bit better as well. You know, give or take, it depends, right?
Yeah.
So to say, yeah, there's no rush on a PlayStation, but I've been mulling it over since me and Wes as a chat, and I thought, well, you know, for podcast purposes as well, you know, it'd be handy to be able to talk about those games as well. So,
Well, yeah, if you want to be considered a proper gaming journalist.
Well, I don't. I'm just a fucking. I'm just a guy who likes games.
Cheapskate chancer.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. So it's pretty. You know, I just think that's quite cool. But yeah, I mean, I think that these PlayStations are much harder to find than Xboxes, right? I've had a look on that Hotstock app, and mate, they hardly ever pop on there either. So
not anymore.
No way, it's crazy.
There was a massive drought.
Yeah, but apparently there's rumours that there's going to be an Argos drop on Tuesday between midnight and 4 in the morning. So I'm going to keep my phone on loud if I'm really serious about it.
Wake up. It's a staple on all night, mate. Coffee, job done.
Well, my daughter normally wakes me up about 3 in the morning anyway, so...
And then it doesn't drop and you're like,
Yeah, that's it, because I'm working all week as well. And, I don't want to be... I hate being tired when I'm working, so... We'll see. We'll see what happens. So, yeah, it's been a productive week, really, Selling that, picking up new game, having fun. Been to the beach today, got a bit of sunburn on the face, fun time.
Sunburn?
Yeah, well, I'm like albino, aren't I?
It's pasty, mate, yeah.
No, but has there been any sun out today?
Yeah, it's been really nice today.
oh yeah.
Down here in the south.
Well, it's grim up north, they say.
Well, it always is, isn't it?
See, I was in a beer garden yesterday for most of the day. It was all right.
We got constant rain all day.
Oh, I think it's going to be a washout for the rest of the week. So it's perfect gaming weather, as Darren would say.
Depends if it's humid with it.
Well, yeah, true. Anyway, shall we get on to some news? Apologies to everyone listening. I've hardly had any time to accumulate the news this week. There has been that court case going on between Epic and Apple, and Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo have somehow been pulled into this court case, and some bits and pieces of news have been coming out of it. Now, I haven't had the time to look into all of this because I'm a busy guy, but apparently. There's been a thing about Apple called in someone from Microsoft's vice president, and Apple actually weren't happy by what he said. So basically, the final sentence is on testimony from Laurie Wright, Microsoft's vice president of Xbox Business Development, who testified about the distinction between general purpose and special purpose devices. In favour of Epic's claim. Wright's testimony set off a day of confusion over whether Microsoft actually makes money selling Xbox hardware. Apple is now asking the judge for an adverse credibility finding, basically a determination that Wright's testimony can't be trusted because of irregularities. I'm like, right, okay. So the crux of that, I'm thinking, is Xbox are saying, they have a specific store just because the Xbox consoles are for gaming, whereas the Apple iPhone is a general purpose device used for multiple things, much like a Windows PC. And I'm not sure what this has to do with the court case. I don't know, but yeah, there's some shit going down, man. shit going down.
So what's the end result, do you reckon, at the end of all this?
I don't know. It just seems odd, because it's all about Apple wanting to take a 30% cut of all the in-game purchases on Fortnite on that platform.
Yeah.
Where an Epic are like, no, that's bollocks, and then they're getting everyone else involved, and it just seems odd to me because that 30% cut has been an industry standard since the beginning of gaming time, right? So I don't understand why Epic is suddenly.
I think it boils down to the fact that people were buying V-Bucks on different platforms and then going back and using them on Apple's platform. So Apple kind of would supersede and then bypass. So you can almost see Apple's point of view here in the sense that if you're hosting a game like Fortnite with all the benefits that iOS brings in terms of security and data protection, which is kind of Apple's mantra these days, you could almost say, well, hold on a tick, you kind of there are going to be customers on this platform, which is, let's be honest, this Fortnite is a multi-platform cross-play game. How do you kind of make sure everyone's happy with that regard?
Yeah.
It's a tricky one because you can almost see both sides of both points of view.
Yeah, I know, but the problem is because it's cross-platform and people, because you're going to get people using the same account on multiple platforms, say on their PlayStation at home, or it's mainly a kids game, right? So the kids will be playing it on their iPhones at school or whatever, right? So you can understand it from the consumer point of view. You don't want to be having two accounts or whatever. So there's that, but. Also coming out of this, there was some court, some stuff got uploaded to because apparently this is all available to the public. All the paperwork that's being uploaded to the court, and there's a lot of internal documentation from PlayStation bemoaning the fact that they are having to do crossplay. They feel like they've been forced into it, and they don't like the fact crossplay at all, and they're actually charging all the publishers for crossplay. They're the only platform that are charging them for that as well.
Pretty much, because if you remember, these are free-to-play games essentially.
Yes,
which are profitable from cosmetics usually, or XP boosts or whatever. And I think the whole argument about this is how do the people who lend their platforms to Epic, who publish Fortnite, how do they get compensated? And it's going to come out. It's going to get messy. Let's be honest.
Yeah, well, Epic themselves have been trying to be very disruptive for a good few years now. You look at, they've brought out the Epic Store on PC to try and compete with Steam. That's been out for a year or two now. So what Epic Store are trying to do, right, is they're pumping out loads of games for free. They're making a big loss on that. They're also charging less for publishers to put their games on there. So obviously Steam charge industry standard of 30%. Epic, I think if you're on Epic, you pay like 12 or 15% or something like that.
Yes, I heard as well.
And obviously we talked about it last week. Microsoft are actually following suit with that on both the PC and the Xbox platform. They're looking at putting that down to 12%. So Microsoft themselves are trying to be very disruptive in that. In that.
Although actually they've actually denied that since I read an article.
Oh really? Oh okay. I've not seen that. Oh okay.
They actually denied it. So it was taken out of context. I don't know the specifics, but I just take that with a pinch of salt for now.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But as I said, I think there's going to be more revelations in the weeks to come, as the whole kind of dirty laundry of who gets paid what comes out in the open.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting time. Let's just say that, and I know you were saying earlier about getting a digital-only platform, a console. Just have a read between the lines about how people make their money off digital products, and how that potentially is going to affect how you consume and purchase games, and how that's going to hit your bottom, your wallet further down the line. So, I mean, as long as the digital platform exists, there'll always be a way of monetizing current and past content for distributors. But with a physical, as we well know, as soon as the transaction is made at the shop level, that copy can get passed around willy-nilly.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think we're all big advocates for physical media here. but at the same time, I don't play Fortnite. I mean, I know Darren does, but I'm guessing you haven't paid any money towards it at all. You just is there so like a I don't know.
Well, I own, like, obviously I bought a physical copy of the original Fortnite
Okay.
before they added the Battle Royale stuff to it, and I will hold my hand up and so I have purchased V-Bucks for the odd cosmetic once or twice.
Okay.
But yeah, but you can get like weird physical copies of that now. I think of the actual.
Yeah, you can. I've seen one with
Battle Royale,
the Joker on the front of
kind
it or
of
something like that.
Yeah, code for the outfits and stuff. I think from them. But
See,
yeah,
it's
what
huge
I've got
business,
is
isn't it?
actually quite rare because I think there's obviously only so many copies, and I believe Stunty's got a physical copy of it as well on PS4.
Okay.
And he mentioned that the price of the old original PS copies has gone up. Obviously, you don't get anything good for having them because it's technically you'll just download the game, but you won't actually have any of the founders pack stuff that you get for the PvE mode or save the world as they call it, because the code would have been redeemed inside.
Yeah.
Obviously, activate that.
Yeah, it's all very odd.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we'll move on to the last. I only got two bits of news, so I don't know if you guys have got anything else, but little bit of news which is quite interesting. Sony has registered a trademark for Sunset Overdrive.
I heard some rumor about this.
So the obviously it was on Xbox. It was exclusive for Xbox and PC many years ago, developed by Insomniac Games, but it's now been trademarked by Sony. So it looks like Sunset Overdrive is going to be coming to the PlayStation.
I did not have fun with that game.
I thought it was dog turd, but yeah.
It's Insomniac, isn't it? So
yeah,
you think about it, they've been busy with Ratchet & Clank and Spider-Man. So is it a conversion? I mean, I know, I don't know. It's all a bit odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't that like supposed to be one of Xbox One's sort of main first like exclusives?
Yeah,
yes.
And it was quite a bit of hype around it, but it didn't do that great, did it? I mean, I played it. I thought it was okay, but nothing.
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
Special.
It never got a Series X upgrade, did it? Unfortunately, or even a One X upgrade, I believe.
No.
Yeah, that's because probably Insomniac, who are busy elsewhere on PlayStation. That's probably why.
I think it was it a trademark for like a redux or like a remake of the original?
All I've got in the news is it's just been trademarked, so I don't know if it's just the old game coming out on PlayStation, maybe remastered, or they're going to make up a brand new game, Sunset Overdrive 2, or I don't know, some other funny name. But yeah, it's just quite interesting. That was once an Xbox exclusive, and now that name, that brand has come into the PlayStation. So,
find out more in less than a month, I guess, or just over a month. I don't know when the digital E3 things are going to be taking place, because obviously the normal E3 would have had dates by now. I don't think we've actually got dates for the show.
I think it'd be over a week, wouldn't it? I suppose. Wait and see, man.
Usually
wait and see.
Like the 7th onwards, isn't it?
Well, it's a lot of viewing we'll have to do to keep up the speed of it.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll jump in Discord chat and moan about it as it goes. Yeah, that's what we normally do.
Standard.
Complain if someone streams like 30 seconds ahead and they're spoiling every game before.
Yeah, usually Webby.
Well, one thing I want to know, right? Final Fantasy VII Remake, right? You've got the Intergrade version, which is kind of the PS5 upgrade. So I read today that's got a 6-month PlayStation 5 exclusivity. So I'm just wondering in my mind, just out loud right now, does that mean Final Fantasy VII Remake can't come out on any other platforms for another 6 months now?
I think that what that means is that PS4
it might.
that. Yeah, PS4 will get that.
Because when you think about it, why would obviously PC or Xbox want just a standard sort of like Final Fantasy VII Remake? They want the remake with all the bells and whistles on it, wouldn't they?
Yeah, and the DLC, the Yuffie DLC as well. So
Yeah.
Do we know if
fucking
that's
annoying.
PS5 exclusive, the Yuffie stuff?
Yes,
or
it
not?
is. It is.
No,
It is.
That is horrendous.
No,
That's
it's
bad.
actually. I read it's coming to. It's a 6-month exclusive on PS5. So
Oh,
in theory,
right.
you
Right.
should
Fair
get it
enough.
further down the line. But basically, what that means, it's an odd way of releasing a game because you've already given it away on PlayStation Plus, which kind of defeats the object, I suppose, of releasing it on another platform in order to monetize it and get it further. Unless you got paid really, really well by Sony to do that. And then you've got, I suppose, the aspect of people wanting to upgrade or buy a physical version to get the content
See,
on
I've been
PS5.
reading. So
It's all a bit fucking weird.
Because
It
so I've
really
been
is.
reading about the Yuffie DLC because I'm in some Final Fantasy Facebook groups and they're all up in arms and the thoughts at the moment by everyone is you will not see the Yuffie DLC on the PS4. It will only be on the PS5. It won't be last gen at all.
See, I can see the annoyance behind that because, like we said before, there's a huge scarcity in some of these next-gen consoles.
Well,
that people actually want to buy. I mean, think that they're both selling pretty well, apparently. Like some of the fastest that they have.
Well, they are. I mean,
Just
you look
think
at the
how well they'd be
PlayStation.
selling if they were all constantly in stock.
Yeah, and that's a problem, right? The PlayStation 5 is the top priority for most gamers, right? That's the system they want, and Xbox Series X is a close second. But they're both sold out everywhere. There's a shortage all around the world. The chips, they can't make them fast enough. So, we're going to be looking at scarcities for consoles for at least another 6 months, I would say. So that'll be a year
But then
since
also,
launch.
you don't want. Yeah, I mean, also, what could arise from that? I hope it doesn't, because obviously it is shit. Is you don't want to rush these systems out half-assed just to get them out quickly.
I saw in the news this week that there's going to be a different chip in the PS5s next year. Already. I mean, it's going to, the PlayStation 5 is going to work exactly the same, but there's already in the news that there's going to be a different AMD chip in the console, in the PS5 consoles from next year.
Yeah, because I'm sure I read that it's the same chips everyone's clambering for because it's the same chips that goes into cars now and all sorts. Because a lot of cars have computer systems now, don't they, and all that.
Yeah, so some factories have actually shut down the production lines, haven't they? Because they can't get the chips.
That's crazy.
For the cars they're
That's
producing.
absolutely crazy.
COVID, mate. COVID.
Well, I don't think it can't just be COVID.
It's an element. They've cut a lot of the quarries where they've been farming this silica, have closed down because of COVID. I think there was one in America, and I'm not sure the other one's in Thailand as well. I think so.
Okay.
There's been all elements of importing it and getting it across, and obviously at the same time in manufacturing these chips in the sterile environments you need to.
Yeah.
So it's the whole supply chain's fucked. It really is. So wait and see, man.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, right? I mean, it's affected. The biggest thing that's been affected in the gaming world is worse than the consoles is graphics cards. You can't find one for love nor money. Like even graphics cards that are like 2 or 3 generations old have gone up from their original retail price. It's absolutely insane. So my old graphics card that I sold. That was £400 when I bought it in like 2 or 3 years ago. I was actually sold it for the same price I bought it for, but now I could have sold that for £600.
Wow,
crazy!
Yeah. The current graphics card in my PC now, I paid £650 for that. They're selling on eBay for £2,000.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that is just absolutely insane, right? Because people just can't get them. And then Nvidia have got the balls to come out and say, oh yeah, we're going to bring out an upgraded version of the 3080 called the 3080 Ti this year. And everyone's like, what the fuck are you doing? You can't even get the other cards out, you fuckers. You know what I mean? They're giving it, we've got these new ones coming out. Oh, fuck off. It's bollocks.
Retro gaming is the future, mate.
Well, what's crazy, right? So when did these graphics cards come out? September time, right? Last year. overclockers.co.uk. This is where I pre-ordered one from and then cancelled that pre-order and then managed to find one. There are still people in the forums moaning that they paid for their card on launch day, Overclockers took the money, and they still haven't got their graphics card.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's like 5 months, isn't it? At
That's
least.
more than that, mate. September. Yes, it's going to be coming, nearly a year soon,
Yeah, I think this happened with a lot of things, though, because I was watching a program the other day, and obviously during lockdown, push bikes became really popular.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a famous bicycle company that were taking orders off people, and then they didn't have the stock, basically, but they took the money, but wasn't delivering the bikes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's happening to a lot of sectors. I think,
It's
and
crazy.
obviously it's corona and lockdowns has affected a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah, but the worry is, right, you could pay all that money and then the company could go bust in between the time.
Well, yeah.
Yep,
and then
exactly.
you lost your money, right?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, I just couldn't do it. I mean, that's why I got a refund on mine, because a month went by and I was like, I can't. It's in my mind. It was just like I just thought to myself, it's bang out of order. They're holding the full amount of my money for all that time.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because with like a games console, they'll take like a £20 pre-order fee or something, and that's fine, isn't it? But they don't charge you the full price until they ship it, which is why it should be done.
Yeah, but didn't Shop 2 take all your money for you when you ordered the Xbox on it? Did you get that back okay?
Yeah, it was fine. I got it back the next day, mate.
Yeah.
But
they took the money without delivering, hadn't they?
Yeah, they had, because it was a pre-order, and it was just when the stock came in. So yeah, about a month went by on that, and I was just thought, oh fuck this shit. And then obviously I was lucky to get a drop from Argos, silly o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I was told to pay up early for my consoles from Shop 2, but that was only after confirmation that I was guaranteed them.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. But that was pre-order, and you knew that you were going to get it on the day, right? So that makes sense. Makes sense completely. But yeah, but you think about it, right? I mean, I don't pre-order games anymore, but you remember when we used to pre-order games, and it's the same thing, isn't it? Imagine, a month or two in advance. Oh yeah, you got to pay for the game up front now on a pre-order.
No.
I don't know anyone that does that at all.
You can. I always laugh when it's literally they'll have a game announcement of a game that's out next year. And then, literally seconds later, you see someone like Major Nelson saying, so-and-so is now up for pre-order on Xbox. You're like, why?
That's where you do have to pay for it.
Why?
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's not like they're going to run out of stock. It's digital, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Madness. Yeah. So, that's all my news. Have you guys got anything else you want to add before we move on to what we've been playing?
Negative.
Tell us a note. Anyway, so this is the cutoff for the freeloaders. The rest of the show is for the patrons only. So if you want to listen to the rest of this week's show, subscribe at patreon.com/360gamercast. From as little as £5 a month to support the show, you get an episode every single week of the year with your own RSS feed, which you can pump into any podcast app to listen to all the shows, extra shows, bonus shows, everything we do extra. It's all there. And you get a cool Discord rank as well. So do it now.
Do it now.